Good Coke. Yes, as in Coca-Cola. Anyways, so yes, how's everybody? So today we have ourselves a uh, nice little amount of movies to add to the collection today. However, this one is all about one of my favorite DVD distributors, Anchor Bay. Yes, now Anchor Bay's been around, they were around for a while. Now they're kind of somewhat making a comeback and whatnot. But of course, back in the early days of early DVD releases, they were the people to go to. Uh, for horror films. Basically, they were kind of like the Scream Factory of their day, basically. And it kind of dawned on me that I have all of these movies that I had just gotten from Anchor Bay Entertainment, not directly from them, but stuff that I picked up. And I was watching YouTubers Planet CHH, and he was talking about a lot of films about released from Anchor Bay, especially the Halloween films, like 2, 4, 1, 4, and 5. And he was showing off some of his collection. I'm like, hey, it kind of reminded me, I need to find some more of the old school Anchor Bay stuff. And so found some older stuff, found some of the newer stuff, and I'll explain what that is here in a minute. So yeah, so we'll be diving in basically once again into the realm of horror. Basically, it's kind of it's a mixed genre, but it's all released from Anchor Bay. So yeah, several titles from Anchor Bay right here on the Media Files. Let's see what we got. All right, welcome back. So first off, we got a couple Blu-rays here. Now one of them is actually a fairly recent release. It's actually based off of a Starz miniseries, and it looks really, really good. And the funny thing is, this actually is not even opened. But here we have The White Queen, and so you see that logo there. That is the kind of around the 2005-ish later era of Anchor Bay's logo. And I've not seen this yet, but I heard that it's really, really good. And so yeah, I will have to sit down and watch this. I hope it's good. It looks really, really good. So, all right. Then up next, it's an anime, but it was released by Anchor Bay. But this movie, it is a must-own. If you have never watched any sort of anime, this one is definitely up there for any person who not only loves cyberpunk, but also loves sci-fi in general. But it's also one of the coolest looking movies you'll ever see. Here we have the 25th anniversary edition of Ghost in the Shell. And I'm not joking. That little logo right there is an Anchor Bay release. So there we go. I have no idea if there's any bonus features on this. I will have to look and see. Even though it's not mentioned on the back of the cover, that still doesn't mean that there's something there. So yeah, we will look and see what is in there later. Alrighty, so up next, we're going to go into the realm of DVD here. So here we have a film which it sounds really cheesy and whatnot, but I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, well, I did like the Robert Zemeckis animated film about, the character of Beowulf. And I found this movie entitled Beowulf and Grendel. And I'm like, okay, it looks cheesy. But I was looking at it and it actually has an all-star cast. It's actually got Gerard Butler in it, Stellan Skarsgård, and Tony Curran from Underworld Evolution. And I'm like, oh, why not? But I noticed that the logo here, the Anchor Bay with the ship logo, that is their older one. And this is around the time when they were huge. Like, they kept releasing stuff left and right. And, well, now this movie, I have this edition a few times over, but I don't actually have this specific one. but one of the greatest movies of all time. Sure, it's actually the funniest one out of the trilogy, obviously. But so here we have Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. Yeah. Now I know Shout Factory or Scream Factory released their version of this, which has the extended version. There's like 2 or 3 versions of the movie, but I want to get that version. But this one here actually has, I believe, an exclusive behind the scenes featurette entitled "The Men Behind the Army," which is narrated by Bruce Campbell himself. And but still, though, I mean, come on, I mean, you know, it's got some of the best lines in the entire movie. You know, especially with you know, if you've seen the movie, you know what scenes I'm talking about. Alrighty, so we go from, well, it's kind of a horror comedy to somewhat a bit of a comedy, but starring Alex Winter, something I've never seen outside of Bill and Ted. Here we have Freaked. Yeah, I've never seen this, never even heard of it. All I know is that I just saw that little logo there and I had to pick that up. But what's funny about it is that sticker right there, that's actually an old Best Buy sticker for free. No, I didn't get it for free, but still, though, it's actually kind of cool that that's actually still there. I'm not going to take that off. I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, it's 2-disc set, jam-packed with extras. And I'll do a closer look at this at some point. But yeah, there we go. Freaked. Directed by, or played by Bill himself. All right, so then up next, we have another horror film here entitled All Souls Day, which stars Ellie Cornell from Halloween 4 and 5, Jeffrey Combs, of course, from Reanimator and Beyond Reanimator, The Guyver, a whole bunch of great films, and of course Danny Trejo. Come on, it's Danny Trejo. All right, then up next, this was a reacquisition. I used to have this movie forever ago, then I sold it. But now I'm glad to finally have it back in my collection with the slipcover, mind you. Definitely inspired, of course, from, I want to say probably from, Resident Evil to Event Horizon. Here we have Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster in Pandorum. This one's really good. It's a great sci-fi horror film. Definitely check it out. Look at that. It's all nice and shiny. All right, so as some of you guys have probably seen, that I had picked up several movies from the Scary Movie franchise, and I was missing one, right? Oh, I found it. Scary Movie 5. Now I have all 5 films in this cheese fest of a franchise, and yeah, I've actually not gone anywhere. I've not even seen 3, 4, or 5. So I've only seen 1 and 2. So there we go. All right, up next we have a movie that I've never heard of it, but it's produced by Stephen J. Cannell, who's well known for TV Land and created obviously loads of great shows for TV. Yeah, so here we have It Waits. Yeah, I'm like, must be something. So, directed by Stephen R. Monroe. Oh, sweet. Okay, so Stephen Monroe went on to do the the Icebound Your Grave remake trilogy, and he's also done some other great, basically remakes of classic horror films. All right, so then up next we have another horror comedy film here, which I've never heard of, but it's Anchor Bay released. So yeah. So here we have Dead and Breakfast. Yeah. All I know is that it has David Carradine in it. And, yeah. We will see what this is. Yeah. Sounds interesting. Yeah. Okay, anyways, yeah. Dead and Breakfast. So there we go. All right, and that's it for the realm of horror. We're going to finish it off here with a couple of action-related DVDs. So first off, this is a single release from the Highlander TV series. What's great about these is that these actually include commentaries, which I think are on just these DVDs alone. But here we have Unholy Alliance. I don't know how many of these were individually released, but I've never actually watched the series in its entirety, or if I did, it was way back when it was on USA, way back in the day. Of course, Adrian Paul stars as, Duncan MacLeod, and of course he would go on to do reprise his role, of course, in Highlander Endgame. But yeah, it's got commentary and whatnot, and so yeah, I've been guessing that when they release these on DVD, that these are probably like the extended versions of the episodes or something. But yeah, almost dropped it. So yeah, there we go, Highlander. All right, and finally, so here we have a movie starring Antonio Banderas. It sounded interesting. It was only $1, so I'm like, okay. So here we have, with the slipcover, we have The Big Bang. Yeah, that's all nice and shiny. Stars, besides Antonio Banderas, it's got a big name cast in it. Wow, it's got William Fichtner in it, Thomas Kretschmann, Sienna Gilroy. Also co-stars, who else? Snoop Dogg, Delroy Lindo, who was in Gone in 60 Seconds, and of course, Sam Elliott. I mean, come on, you gotta have some sort of something with Sam Elliott in it. But yeah, so yeah, there we go. Alrighty, well, that does it for me to you for now from Anchor Bay. Yeah, hopefully I can find some older releases later on at some point. There's a lot of that out there now. I've been trying to hunt down several of the Dario Argento films, like Opera, Suspiria, Phenomena, specifically from the Anchor Bay releases. And I know that there's other versions of their other films out there. It just depends on really what I can find. But, what can I say? Just take what you can get. Am I right? So, yeah. Alright, you guys. So with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, hit that, leave a comment down below. And with that, I'll see you next time. See ya.